All right, you guys. Kings Don't Chase Women by Magic Maya. Now, I want to hear her take on this. It's always interesting hearing women speak from a man's perspective. But yeah, we're gonna give this a fair shot. We're gonna be open minded. I'll give my thoughts. Y'all know already know how I operate, and if you don't, I'll give my thoughts throughout the video. Then I'll probably stop like towards the 75% mark of the video, give my thoughts, and we'll wrap it up. But yeah, let's jump into this video, man.
Kings don't chase women. They don't need to. They're kings. People, opportunities, women in this case, come to him. He is royalty. And what makes a man royal is not through his bloodline. It's through the belief he holds about himself that makes his value turn to gold. In the terms of how he acts, his behaviors, his belief systems, his definitions of how life is almost hypnotizing being around that man. That people want more and more and more of him. There's no chasing involved. The more you chase, things run. And it's not coming from a place that you don't care. It's coming from a place that you know your worth. You know.
All right. So look though, here is the problem with this mindset. I agree with what she's saying. I agree that if you're a man of value, then no, you don't have to chase women. Like a lot of women will kind of attract themselves to you. You might have to do some talking here and there, yes, or you might have to do an approach or two, yes. But a lot of guys get in this mindset of they're kings when they're not. Just because you're a man, you're born the male part, that doesn't make you a king. What makes you a king is the characteristics of having self worth, respecting yourself, working on yourself, building yourself up to be the best you can potentially be. When you do that, then yes, you're a king. But just because you're a man, that doesn't make you a king, guys. We have to understand. Just like women, just because she's a woman, that doesn't make her a queen. That doesn't make her deserving of us spending our money or us doing things that we would do for a woman who is actually showing that she's down. So a lot of guys are just in this mindset where they think, oh, I'm a king. I don't have to chase these women, bro. Like if you wake up every day, you have no goals. You just hop on the game. You need to brush your teeth or done nothing yet. You don't have a car. You don't have a job. You don't have a place. You don't have anything. Like, no, bro, you're not a king. You're just a random guy. Just understand that.
Your time is valuable. You know that people who are meant to be in your life are gonna want to stick around and not run the opposite direction. Why would you chase something that is running away from you?
This is true.
Let that sink in, because when we can use our logic, it makes life a lot easier. Our thoughts tend to overcomplicate things that are really simple if we allow them to be. And maybe right now you're in a position of you have women you're entertaining, but none of them are really leading anywhere. You either get ghosted, breaks of silence. There's no actual care that's beneath your words or hers. So why waste your time there? I really do believe a king mentality is a man on a mission, a man who has a greater purpose than to entertain people that don't even see his value to begin with. A king prioritizes his kingdom. A king uses discernment and asks the question, how would this person actually provide value to me, my life?
And this is what I always say to you guys. I always say this. Whenever you go on a date with a woman, a lot of guys are asking themselves on the way to the date, during the date, after the date, how do I make her like me? Did she like me? How did she feel about me? Do you think she felt this way, this way? It's always about her. But do you ever stop and say, yo, do I like this woman? A lot of you guys go on these dates and they become interviews where you're applying for this woman instead of making it where the woman is applying for you as well. So she has to meet your standards. If you're a man and you have a business or you're working hard, you got your goals, you're on your purpose, you got to ask yourself, is this woman coming into my life? Is she going to benefit that or is she going to tear that down? Because if she does benefit it, then bring her up with you. You know what I'm saying? If she becomes your woman, she will reap the benefits. But if this woman is just tearing you down, it doesn't matter how bad she is. Like, it's just going to leave you in ruins. Sex and lust can only take you so far.
My mission, my future. And if things aren't adding up, you don't waste your energy thinking of why. What's wrong with me? Why doesn't she like me? How could I have done this differently for this woman to stay in my life? Imagine if your thoughts were the opposite. How could this be a blessing in disguise? How could this actually be making room in my life for my queen to enter my kingdom and not no joker
Right.
or someone who's there to steal what I've worked so hard to get internally? I'm not talking about your material possessions. I'm talking about how much more valuable it is for a man to know his own worth and how that can never be taken away from you unless you allow another person to dictate your order. Your order.
I agree with what she just said. Now, she said she's not talking about material things, but as a man, it does come down a lot to material things. And I'm not just saying like being super rich, but what I'm coming to realize, the average man doesn't have shit going for himself. Like a lot of guys are like lame as fuck. Like they like not trying to put nobody down, but they don't have a job. They don't have the bare minimum things you should have as a man. So if you're a man and you're working, you got you a job, you got you a car, you got you a place, and you're building yourself, be proud of yourself, bro. Because a lot of guys aren't doing it. And women notice these things. A lot of guys say, oh, well, broke dudes get women too. Yes. But they are getting the low hanging fruit, bro. If you want, we're talking about kings and queens at this point. You want a queen, bro. She needs to see that either you're working to build yourself, you got a plan, you have something. You know what I'm saying? Not that you're already at the finish line. You don't want that. But a man who has some sense of direction.
Of operations. And the only reason you would do that is because you don't know how to take leadership of your own life. And you like to follow the orders of other people, even if it's not benefiting you at all. At least it's providing you a role, providing you a purpose. And when you're the man whose role is to bake the bread for another person to find nourishment out of, and they only offer you the crumbs, but you keep coming back for the crumbs, whose fault is that?
That's yours.
That is your fault, because you're not the one taking ownership of how.
This woman is fucking spitting. I try not to curse in my videos, but yo, she's really spitting. So, bro, I wish I could take this whole video and just upload to every platform, because like I can only take clips from my TikTok, but I just want you guys to hear what she's saying. And this is everything I've been saying. You guys like to disagree with me and say, oh, well, women are just this way, and me working on myself is not going to change anything. Like, bro, shut up, bro. Like, y'all don't want to take accountability. Y'all want to push everything off on women. My first ex, did me dirty, bro. Did me crazy. Had me paying all the bills. I was doing everything. Did me crazy, right? That was my fault. I let her do that. I didn't have to pay those bills. I didn't have to do the things I was doing for her when she wasn't providing me any value in return, any true value. But I let that happen. So I can't get mad and bash her 24/7 like you guys like to bash women 24/7. You guys can't do that shit, bro. You gotta take accountability.
Cruel your actions are. It's actually really cruel for a man to be in the mindset of needing to chase a person that shows through their own actions that they don't respect you. They don't honor you. They're using you. And a lot of women use men nowadays to validate them, validate their self-image, validate their self-worth. And there's actually zero benefit for both parties because she's getting a boosted ego while you're being left weakened by your very own ignorance of who you are as a man and what you're capable of. A lot of women are brought up with this idea that a man's job is to chase them, that they're the prize, and that's that. And I really do believe a woman can provide a man with so much value in his life if you choose wisely. Because relationships.
But here's the thing, bro. That doesn't work on men who have built themselves. That, oh, the woman is the prize shit. That doesn't work. If you're a man who has put in the work and you have things of your own and you're an independent man on his purpose, that shit will never work, bro. Because you understand that only you can bring yourself what you want. Yes, a woman can help add to it. Don't get it twisted. But it's only for weak-minded men that don't have anything going on for themselves or they haven't done any work on themselves. Who's like, yep, happy wife, happy life. My wife is everything. My wife is this. My wife is good for your girl to be, for you to love your girl and do things for your girl. But you have to understand, as a man, you hold a shit ton of value if you are doing what you're supposed to do. Only if you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Can make or break you on so many different levels. Don't drain your resources on the source that could be creating lack of the abundance you hold by understanding that your energy is the prize. When you take the idea of the person you're chasing away, what are you actually chasing that has nothing to do with their solid human suit? You're chasing a feeling they offered you, an emotion they gifted you, something that you have inside of yourself that you can activate whenever you want. But that takes too much work. But the more work you put back inside of yourself and you stop gifting it to other people, that's how you appreciate as an asset. And you are an asset in a person's life when you start prioritizing your own self-worth, your own belief in who you are, and not allowing this world to tell you who you are. Because most
Stop right there, bro. I'm gonna get my thoughts because this is what I've been telling you guys for so long, and maybe you'll believe it now because a woman says it, I guess. But bro, like a lot of y'all think there's no good women out there. This woman is a prime example of a good woman. Well, at least her ideology. She has the right ideology. I don't know as a person, so I can't say, but her ideology is perfect because she understands that a woman is going to treat a man a certain way based off of who he is as a man. Like a lot of you guys are like, yeah, well, she will make certain guys wait to have sex and she'll give it up to certain guys right away. It's because of the way the men present themselves and they carry themselves. The more indifferent you are because you know who you are as a man, you know you've been putting in the work and doing what you're supposed to do, and you are in abundance when it comes to women, the easier you will get sex. 100%. Because, and this came from my own personal experience. There was times in my life where I wasn't doing shit to improve myself. I wasn't doing anything to better myself as a man. And I was having such a hard time getting sex from women. Like I would have to wait. I would have to do this. I would have to do that. And I don't have to do that shit no more. I'm in a relationship now, so I definitely don't have to wait. But I'm just saying, like, beforehand, when I first started like putting in work and seeing results, it got easier and easier. But a lot of you guys, everything, there's going to be something hard. You have to pick your hard. Either your hard is going to be grinding to build yourself up to become the man that women find attractive, or it's going to be, your hard is going to be you attracting women that you actually desire because you're lazy and you're not willing to do what it takes to be a real king. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I hope more than anything it helped you guys. Yeah, that's it. See you on the next one. Peace.